You make them sit down here for me. So we are here in the community of Grand Bay, where we just heard the preliminary results, which indicate that Dr. Vince Henderson, the Dominica Labour Party candidate, has emerged victorious in the Grand Bay by-election. And of course, we are just getting the two unsuccessful candidates, Mr. Andrew as well as Mr. Gabriel, so they can provide us with their feedback just for the results. But we're just getting them in order, but we're just giving you a preview. We see that a number of people are already gathered on the streets expressing their cheers in the community. So we're just going to go ahead very soon and provide you with some live coverage and speak to these two individuals on just their overall thought on today's process, just the feedback, and so let's take a look. Okay. So we know that before we go ahead and speak to them, we know that we have one of the individuals here on the team of Mr. Gabriel. Can you just tell us your thoughts? So we know that you were part of his team. Can you just tell us your thoughts on today's result, the preliminary results?
Excuse me?
Yes.
Sorry.
Just tell us, how do you feel? How do you feel hearing the results?
Oh yeah, the result, we feel good to ourselves that the work we did for the constituency. And we will keep standing as the movement to continue to stand for Grand Bay. So we will not give up. We are there as a movement to help Grand Bay and the rest of Dominica. So we are there.
Okay, thank you very much. So we're just going to go ahead and move over. No problem. Okay. So we say a very special good evening to you. We have Mr. Gabriel, Julius Gabriel with us. Better known as Handbag. And then we also have Mr. Clarenton Andrew, Bacchus Andrew, better known as Twawash. So we're going to go ahead and give you all the opportunity to just express your thoughts this evening. Of course, Mr. Gabriel, we're hearing that you accumulated preliminary results indicate 161 votes. Can you just tell us, how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good. As I told you this afternoon, I beat Goliath. David beat Goliath. Because David let Goliath walk all different houses in Grand Bay. There are 21 of them. bring up windows, bring up doors. He is very weak. He's not a strong politician. He have to use finance to win an election. I didn't have money. And I came up by myself, independent. And I asked for the ladder, they told me they not the ladder. I asked for the tree, they tell me to wash take the tree. I took the bird. And I feel proud. And I go without no money, sweetheart, to pay nobody. I did not, 2 buses alone I had today is my good friends. I tell them if they can help me. So I didn't have money to do a campaign. So I go on my own, I went on my own and I make a good impact. And I'm proud of that.
Okay.
And I'm working, I've got a joy in my heart. I've got a joy. I've got a joy in my heart. And I'm feeling so great.
Okay.
I am one man standing in Grand Bay. And I'm standing strong.
Yeah.
And I'm there to fight.
Yeah. Okay.
That is the boy.
Yeah.
We're going to fight.
Yeah.
And I want the general election, I want voters ID card, clean up the voters list, right. Because we are going for that.
Okay,
right.
Certainly we'll give you the opportunity to express what it is that you're hoping will come from this election. But 161 votes for you, of course. Mr. Andrew, we are seeing that 3 individuals voted for you today. We heard from you earlier on when we conducted our interview. You told us even if you only get 1 vote, that will be enough. 3 voted for you. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I say 3 people see development, so they vote for the development.
Okay.
So I'm feeling confident and feel happy. The 3 people have to tell them thank you very much, you know.
Okay.
So I don't know who's them 3 people there, but I have to tell them thank you very much for at least seeing what I'm about to do.
Oh.
But for me, I know the Labour Party government, they really need election, but when it comes for presenting plans and everything for the community and things, they don't win that. No, they far from
Okay.
because they have nothing to present to the community. They come to the community and say what you need, but they couldn't present. But I know I present something for the community to see that in the future man. We can have a 300%, as I always telling them, they can respond for by 300%.
Certainly. Mr. Andrew, you have stated that you intend on forming a new political party. Can you just highlight to us your political party that you intend on forming before the next upcoming general election?
Well, our political party is PUP.
PUP.
People Unity Party.
People Unity Party.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and we have plans at least to contest the general election.
Okay.
Our plans is 60,000 employees. So, and we'll be, same thing as I present my development plan there, we'll be presenting our development plan and how we're going to go forward with the development plan.
Okay. So, Mr. Gabriel, I'd love to hear from you in terms of some of your plans that you presented and you believe in terms of development of those plans. Come the next general election, do you intend on strengthening those plans to present yourself as a full-on candidate once again for the upcoming general election, which will be held?
One question, Towards given an idea, and that was a very good plan Towards have. And Towards, like for instance, stating something on the border, like what they have. But I'm planning, my plan now, I've got some good plan.
Highlight some of those plans for the public.
For instance, we got 365 rivers in this island, and we got a lot of rivers in this island, so where we could get our water, our bottled water, so we don't have to import water in this island. We got to sell for different companies in this island and ship water to overseas, and also plant our farms so that we could send certain things to sell, so we could make our income. Because if you look well, we're not selling all the money from the passports. We are not getting it. So right now is a plan for us now to take Dominica back. Take Dominica back from the. We will take it. We will take it. We will take it. Once I tell you we will take it, don't matter if the victory tonight.
Okay.
I am on a long run. The victory is just for one night. And tomorrow you might see sadness.
Absolutely. What we're hearing from the public, particularly from the other political parties on island, the United Workers' Party, the Dominica Freedom Party, the Alternative People's Party, they're saying that they did not contest simply due to the fact of the lack of electoral reform. You all decided to go ahead and contest, even with the absence of electoral reform. Do you believe that was a wise decision?
Well, they did their best. That was a very good thing, because tell you why I go up. Why I, Julius, go up? Gabriel went up, handbag. When I went up, because I've seen Vince come out from right St. Joseph. St. Joseph people reject Vince. And Vince come right to Granby. And the supporter of Labour Party support Vince. And they leave somebody that have a plan, a back that have a plan for the community. And they went to Vince for what? For a door, a window. And when it's me that went up there to make the demonstration, 21, everybody from Granby said first time they see that in history. People 70, people 80, people tell me, handbag, you are the world best. And today was a different ball rolling. Ball rolling. I see maybe around 45 transports going and get people at their home. I didn't do all that because I spoke to people before the by-election. I spoke to people, they tell me, go ahead. I tell them, of course I'm going. Nothing is not stopping me. And nothing is not stopping me right now. I am high gear, and I'm just going to put the fifth gear very soon. Very soon. So I am there to work with the community, and I am there. I will never work with Vince because Vince is lazy. I'm giving that clear. Vince is lazy, I will never work with Vince. Because I know Vince don't know nowhere in Granby. The people that vote Vince, they vote Vince on I will give you the word way. On when you come to somebody's place and you say, bonjour, qui monsieur. What way? Like it's like they welcoming you without they know you. So for instance, I thought people had stopped with that, but the young generation, some of them, they follow their granny. My mother tell me to do that, I'm doing it. My father tell me to do that, my cousin tell me to do that. And they don't have a mindset to their own self, but handbag have a mindset.
You have a mindset.
And Dominica have to move to the highest level.
Certainly.
I am telling you that from the 25th today of November, handbag have to let Dominica move to the highest level. And I'm telling you, I did not come by myself. it's great things happen when the Lord send me, so I have to do it, no matter what.
Okay.
No matter what. I have victory. From since morning, I have victory. I have victory. I've got victory in my heart. As I told you guys earlier on, I've got victory in my heart. No matter with the voters. The voters is just small and little, but I've got victory in my heart.
And but the general message that we're getting from you is that irrespective of the results, irrespective of the preliminary results this evening, where it's saying that you only accumulated 161% of the votes, and even if you, Mr. Andrew, only three votes, you all are not deterred by the results. Is that what we're getting?
No, because I know what was happening from today. Let me tell you that when you go into school, and the teacher put a sentence on the board and say, fill in the blanks, and you don't know what to put in the blanks, you know you fail the exam because you don't know what to fill in the blanks. So when I watch my people, when I watch today, I say, oh, it's just fill in the blanks, and they don't know what to put in the blanks, so they just say, okay, to myself, I vote in there. I'm voting there. But no, I have a conscience. I have children coming at the back. I have a little girl coming at the back. I have to open the way for her. And I'm going to open the way. The way is open. It's open already. Don't matter. That victory, don't let me run at my own. No! Too small, too little.
Okay.
Too small, too little. I'm one of the best. I will take care of myself.
Certainly. Something that we've been hearing constantly is the fact that they're saying public under scrutiny, you've came under scrutiny, saying that you don't speak English, and many have even said that you don't understand the English language, and you are not the brightest, and you're not enough to go before Parliament. Yeah. How would you respond to such statements?
Well, what I respond to that statement is that what is this statement about is like, for instance, they got the master degree, and they are the ones who take in, they have the master degree, and they have the PhD, they have all what they have, and they are the ones who take in the country resources. They got it in the bank, in the offshore bank, and they got the money. They don't want to spend it in this island, and the first priority, they got their insurance for if in case anything happens, they could fly. So which in case Dominicans have to stay under the sufferation, and they have, like we say in the Guaye, we go in Guaye. So that doesn't make it. I'm just watching them, I'm just looking at them in their two eyes, and I'm just saying, I'm seeing this failure. Okay.
Let me ask Mr. Andrew a question. Mr. Andrew, following this evening result, do you see any unity in the community of Grand Bay? Do you see the citizens or the residents of Grand Bay coming together and working for the best interests of the community? Do you see this?
Solid.
Well, I have to say, remember, Labour Party have the people united because they have to unite together to put them in power. So I can see they have a unity somewhere already. So I can see if the rest of the people come together and with one mind and aim, yeah man, I see progress in it.
You see progress?
Yeah, for sure. I see it's like it's not no violence, no hype, no kind of ignorance, and I see the people and them, they win the election, and I still see they talking with me with love. Okay. So I see, yeah man, for sure, in the next 5 years, I think there'll be a great change in Grand Bay, I think, because at least I know we bring something that up to the table that the people can look into and think and get a little time to think, because I mean, this was a short time, so I don't expect them to catch, and it have a lot of them that tell me they never even see the development plan. So from now, I will continue pushing it and showing it and showing it and showing it and pushing it, so that they will grasp on top of it, and then I think there'll come change, man. I feel in Grand Bay, remember Grand Bay is the root, and I respect in that. And you see the root of, I see Dominica as a tree, you check, and the Grand Bay is the root. And if the root destroy, Dominica destroy. So for me, no matter what go on, we have to try to keep the root together and make sure that root stay well focused and strong, you check, because Grand Bay is our root, you check. And for me, change will come, man, and the better will come.
Mr. Gabriel, do you also see unity following this evening's by-election? Do you see this in the community?
Well, the unity I see tonight, there maybe everybody have $100, but tomorrow I wanted to come back on Sunday for to see the unity. Remember, unity is strength. Remember, unity is strength and power. You know? Unity is strength and power. But right now, Grand Bay is just. Vince cannot fix Grand Bay because Vince cannot be. Charity starts from at home. If he cannot fix St. Joseph, that is so. Not Grand Bay can fix. Yeah. So remember what I'm telling you tonight. If he cannot fix his own village, not Grand Bay can fix, because anybody, if you have a cow and it let go, it will go anywhere. So let us close it up because the guy is waiting. So the guy is waiting for you.
No problem. Well, he can leave, but with me.
He can leave?
Yeah, he can go. Now
let
me ask you. Let me ask you for yourself. The United Workers' Party has said that they intend on taking the matter to court regarding the, quote unquote, the ineligibility of Dr. Henderson. Do either one of you plan on supporting the United Workers' Party with the movement of taking this matter to court?
Well, United Workers' Party is doing it. Remember, Lennox is the opposition of the country, opposition leader, so he can do it on his own. But Lennox can do it on his own. Lennox can do it on his own. But I'm not taking anybody to no court.
So you're not supporting the decision?
Let your conscience have to burn you.
Okay.
Because it's not every day. You are going to be there for everlasting. Maybe you don't know, it's a short line you're on.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to no court. No court. If you know Vince was illegal, you guys should have been, because if I had take the prison, they would have told me, handbag, you can go nowhere. So, fair enough.
You don't intend of going to court?
No, I'm not going to no court. Okay. I'm not going. I've got my own court by my own self.
Mr. Andrew, do you intend on supporting the United Workers' Party if they do in fact take this matter to court?
Yeah, you really like my honest
opinion, yes.
You see the United Workers' Party and the Labour Party. My honest opinion about the United Workers' Party and the Labour Party is to cutlass and file at them. For me, bad promotion, good promotion is promotion. For me, Lennox Clinton and Rufus Carrot they well sit down and plan what that's going on there very well. And for me, they have the people of our country stable, so that they could govern the people. Lennox Clinton not interested at all of being leader of the country, because he and Rufus Carrot is cutlass and file my leg.
Okay.
And that's what I see. So. I have a thing. They're talking about ID card for voters ID card. For me, I have a general problem with that. You have an ID card, I have an ID card. Driver license and ID card. Social security card. School children have their ID card. What about voters ID card they're talking about again? What is the sense of a voters ID card?
So you don't believe the country needs voter ID card? That's what you're saying?
You have an ID. Okay. When somebody come and you come to and vote and you present your ID. When I go to the bank, I must present my ID card, and the bank is one of our most valuable things right there now, because every money is in the bank. And the bank you go into and you're just presenting your social security card, and you're going through. So why you gonna go and vote and just present your social security card and go and vote? So me that's just a conflict of our people mind, and to keep our people in a cycle of a corruption mind, so that they can control.
Okay.
So we need to that is where we have to stop them kind of thing. So cutlass and file there.
Okay. So gentlemen, of course, once again, I'm going to reiterate it. Of course, the preliminary results coming in is that Mr. Andrew 3 votes, of course, Mr. Gabriel 161 votes. To anyone who may be viewing at this moment, who may be deterred, they supported you all movement, they was really championing for, really rooting for either one of you all. What would be your message to them? I will start with Mr. Andrew and then move on to you, Mr. Gabriel.
Well, my message to them was, first of all, thank you for all them people that vote for me, and the people that register me, and all them people that even support me, like ESF and his whole crew, that give me the opportunity to present my development plan to the people. So, and the rest of the people, I would like to tell them, just have a little courage, man, and just take a little time to think, because sometimes an advice doesn't just mean to say to rush at it. Take your time and balance it and sleep over it, and then you can the right answer, and maybe we'll change that.
You see change coming in the
Man,
future?
you see the generation that come in, it's not that, it's generation the youth will come to uplift nation.
Okay.
The people that there right now is the meditation already locked already.
Okay, and Mr. Gabriel, your final thoughts to the 100, well, estimated right now, preliminary, can change, but to the 161 people who voted for you today and the other Dominicans, both here and abroad, that have been championing for you since you launched your campaign, what would be your message to them?
Well, the only message I could give right now, the only message I could give is, like, for instance, the other than 60 votes. That does pass already, and to myself, I see to my Granby people who not, when I look at them, they were not serious about nothing. They're not ready for development. They're ready, like, for instance, if you bring $100, you could just buy them. I'm giving that clear. You give them $100 and you just buy them. Because you cannot see your constituency 20-something years, 30-something years in opposition and still come in government and still opposition still. Still opposition still. If it's not handbag, that not all get 2 windows, or not no young life and money. So we think that's all not that ready. All not that ready as a community. All like, for instance, all divided. All who play in a kind of a thing, I hate handbag and I don't like handbag, and handbag come, like they listen to certain radio stations and like what they hear people say, they follow in the same footsteps. But that's not bringing them nowhere, because you have to have a mentality of your own. If you don't have a mentality of your own, you cannot go nowhere in life. And you are supposed to be a hard worker, because our grandparents, our parents was working hard. They never take nothing under no government. And for right now, $2 buying our people. $2 buying our people. And if you get to yourself, they make it do shame. But they're making their own self shame, because they're not yet ready for development. Development far away from them. Development is far away from them. So I was talking about certain things, but development far away from the Granby people. Too long Granby people voting for Labour, and they still opposition. They come in government, they still in opposition. A government come and tell all who do have nobody to stand up for a constituency, and all of us clapping, and all talking about handbag illiterate, and all talking about handbag illiterate, or handbag illiterate. Illiterate, and a constituency after 35 years fighting opposition not giving nothing. Coming government 21 years. The only Pierre Boulevard, a Granby police station, and we just stay. And he's saying, I'm going to have development on the $100. On the $100. So we are all going. I am the one that have to bring the light and share the light. I am the one. So no matter what Granby people do, to our she'll tell you, nice. And we need voters ID card. We have to clean up the voters list. The voters list have to clean up. To our may be talking like he hiding under the freestones, but I'm not hiding under the freestones. To our anybody can make, but if you have a voters ID card, you clean up the voters list, because that people voting. For instance, there are people that stay overseas over 40 years and they come and vote on their grandmother's name. So it needs voters ID card. So when Powers talk about knife and cutlass and knife filing, no. Because we have a government there for 21 years. He was in government for 21 years. He was not a prime minister, but he was in government. And all now he there for 17 years and we haven't got nothing. His handbag that let people get doors, windows, money, blocks, cement, sand, stones, invoice, everything, and let 21 ministers go house to house under COVID, put in their mask on their face and go to people. Morning, we from the old lady asking me from here, I'm from Portsmouth. Ian Douglas. Oh, so Douglas, no, oh no. So I am the one. I am the one who did that. So we have to look for the voters ID card, clean up the voters list, and then we're calling for election. We're calling for election. So if we have to make a thing, the only thing I will not do, I will not take that government to court.
Okay, Mr. We will not take the government, but from each of you, and I know that we said that it is our last question. 1 second. Is there anything that you all believe individually that you could have done better, which would have led you to receive more votes? Final question for the evening.
Yes.
From your end.
Listen to me. I did that money. I did not money. I did not money. First priority, I did not money. So the one that the money, remember, tomorrow morning somebody will make coffee, but I don't have money to buy coffee. So that is the only thing I could say.
Okay.
I don't have money.
And can I ask you, Mr. Andrew, very same question. We see that the Dominica Labour Party, they are going to come down the street very soon with a parade. So we're going to provide our viewers with the opportunity. But last question, well, from your end, of course, what do you believe that you could have done better, or anything you could have done better? The public said that they did not see you on the streets. Of course, that's one. Anything else you believe that could have led you to receive more votes in today's by-election?
Well, you see, time. Time is the thing that comes with all things. So the time was short for me, so maybe if I had a little more time, I could have really present what I wanted to present.
Okay.
So it's time.
Okay.
But I have to say one thing before I leave, is that the next general election, I will have somebody from Granby representing the PUT.
You will have someone from, so you...
Yeah, I will be contesting the South constituency.
Yeah, and we know today, that is something important. Today, the only candidate who was allowed to vote, that would be Mr. Gabriel, because as we know, Dr. Henderson, he was not on island long enough to vote. Yourself, you're still registered in the Roseau South constituency, so you're not even able to cast a ballot for yourself. How did that feel to you?
Well, for me, as I tell you, I come in the race to present.
Okay.
And to make people know that we have qualifications and to the highest level.
Yes.
So that is what I come in the race for.
Okay. So gentlemen,
I'm comfortable and I go.
thank you. Of course, we see that we have a motorcade which is coming down the street, so we want to provide. Can we just snap a photo of... No, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and do live coverage. So to our viewers connected, of course, you just heard from Mr. Gabriel and as well as Mr. Andrew, two of the candidates who were not successful. So the Dominica Labour Party, of course, as we know, they have a victory motorcade coming through the community of Granby. So we're just going to provide you with some live coverage. We are hoping that we can get Dr. Henderson to provide us with some comments.
We tell the bird, do not try to fly. This is not your land, the bird. This is not the land, bird. This is not the land of the bird. Do not try to fly against the bird. You've been clipped. The wings of the bird have been clipped. This is not your land, the bird. Do not try to fly against the bird. That is not your land. Your wings have been clipped, the bird. We're going to roast you just now. We're going to roast the bird. We're going to roast the bird. The bird, do not vex with us. We're going to roast you.
Huh?
We shall not be just like a tree planted by the water. We shall not be all the lies and the slander, trying to mislead my people with their heads on evil. We shall not be, we shall not be more. We shall not be, we shall not be more. Just like a tree that's planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be more. Just like we shall not, we shall not, we shall not, we shall not.
Tell the bird, don't try to fly, but don't believe me. The bird, your wings have been clipped. Do not try to fly against the bird. You know what about it? Do not try to fly against the bird. I told you I am more powerful than you in the community. Do not try to fly. I told you it is not your land. It's just like me, it is not my land. Get that educated guy to come in the game. That is not your land, the bird. You've been clipped. We're going to roast you just now.
Shall not be.
You convinced you voting for Vince now? Yes? Well, make sure you vote.
Anyway, it's a short announcement. Make sure you all wear all the mask. The COVID is on this Grand Bay. Make sure you all sanitize and wear your mask at all times. That is what they're waiting for people to talk on Q95 tomorrow. But we clip the wings of the bird. We're going to roast them.
That is it. Montez Vecchio. Montez Dio puis la canaille, c'est pour 8 jours. Montez Dio puis la canaille, c'est pour 8 jours. Montez Dio tombe de poule. En bas, pas il a ni cantini qu'à veiller. En bas, pas il a ni cantini qu'à veiller. Yo pas écouté moi. Avec la présence. Travail la fête. Et par contre, mon monde va cacher l'eau à rien. C'est à beaucoup de monde qui cache l'eau. Là où c'est le monde qui a quitté ça, il y a pour ça, il y a pas encore. C'est pour ça que non. Avec ça, c'est l'extérieur. Drapeau sort des pailles. Drapeau sort des pailles. Drapeau sort des pailles. Monsieur Tobi dit ça. Aïe, sous ça pour l'envoi, c'est bon. Et pas mon nom, c'est majority. Majority rule. Tell Paul, tell son, tell one.
So of course, our conversation started with the two unsuccessful candidates in today's by-election, but it has carried on to this victory celebration by the Dominica Labour Party. As you're seeing here in the streets of Grand Bay, a number of persons have gathered to celebrate the victory of Dr. Henderson, the Dominica Labour Party candidate who acquired over 129% of 29 votes, I'm sorry, this evening. So we're just here showing you what's happening, as we understood that there should be a motorcade coming down through the community. So we're just going to stay live and bring you live coverage of the action and what's happening here in Grand Bay, and to also just show you how the Dominica Labour Party supporters are celebrating this evening, of course, while we're trying to keep all the COVID protocols in place, which some may say is not being done, but of course a number of persons have their masks on and they're just celebrating the victory of Dr. Henderson this evening. So of course the motorcade continues in the community of Grand Bay, and while the community is, some members of the community that is celebrating the victory of Dr. Vince Henderson, the Dominica Labour Party candidate. As we know, preliminary results show that he got over 1,000 votes, while the other candidate, two independent candidates, acquired way less than that.
Bagay la, travail la fait, right? Right now, nous avons des légis pour vendre plus pampa. Parce que mon défi, il y a des tapés de Yahweh. Et bien, Yahweh a débarqué à présent. Votre méné. Right now, il y a tapé votre méné. Right now, we pas votre nom. C'est votre monde bombé. Moi, toujours ça, majority rule. Majority rule. On peut un mouton face à gazon tout beau. Ah ouais, ça qui j'ai gâté, bien gâté. Messieurs, nous allons célébrer Ever Vince. Tel Paul, tel Sol, tel one and all. Ever nous allons célébrer la victoire. Make sure on mette mason. Make sure on mette mason. Make sure on sanitize. Parce que bagay la bande avec COVID-19 là. Yes. Yes, my pal rep. Yes, I. Yes, I. My pal rep in town.
So we are seeing Dr. Henderson walking through the crowd right now, just greeting the members of the public, celebrating his victory.
Bagay la bande à présent. Les autres side la kawi yo kawi. Mais right now we go start the kawi.
We'll get a shot of Dr. Henderson coming through the crowd, just greeting the public.
I say we go nom. Messieurs, nous allons célébrer. Nous allons célébrer. Make sure qu'on mette masque sur ce monde-là. Make sure qu'on sanitize. Parce que là, c'est qu'à nous. Montez vers qui vous va, mon mani problème avec montez dit 40 $ de 100 bâtons. Et vous savez, ça, on est pour nous gouiner. Pour entrer ça, on est pour nous gouiner. En anglais, on a pour testicles. You must have testicles. Pour aller là, on est pour nous testicles. Parce qu'il y a résistance. Il a résistance on the outside. Et pendant qu'il dormit, il levé, tout il fait ça demain, ça dit, ah ouais. On est pour dormir, lever, lever. On est pour dormir, lever, lever. Qui ça qui dit ça? Parce que ça n'y chalet derrière. Vous savez, nous ne sommes pas ça pour chalet, pas un cuisine. Mais c'est pour que mon cas, vous pouvez faire, les têtes mon ouest. Vous pouvez comprendre? Maestro, là, j'ai eu maman. Ça nous sommes là. Messieurs, la j'ai
stop me now. People keep saying this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. When they come with a river that song, I just listen whenever they talk. Dice the light into my dog, it doesn't care on my fault. They fight me without a cause, trying to make my life so hard. The king of kings and the lord of lords, give a child reward. The society does a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. Sometimes to mix me up, bring your dirty game. You're only trying to tarnish my name. You're only looking for the innocent to blame. When you're the ones who wish the guns down the lane. You only cause destruction and the pain. But the righteous believes and the rain. Love is all I got to give us love, not to shine. Looking for a future, the sky I can't say. Cause I'm so solid as a rock and they just can't stop me now. Even when they send their traps, they just can't stop me now. People can say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. So they can't keep a good man down, always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes next to the my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Who's the blessed? I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found the weapon just only a driver. Sally does a rock, they just can't stop me now. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes next to the my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Who the bless? I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a driver. Cause I'm so sad he does a rock. They just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People can say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks.
So of course, those who have viewed live from this morning from 6:30 a.m. we thank you so very much for staying connected to our entire live coverage of the Granby by-election. If you have not heard by now, the Dominica Labour Party has emerged victorious, and we're hearing the songs of celebration in the background at this moment. As we heard, the Dominica Labour Party, that's based on preliminary results. Dr. Henderson received a total of 1,229, and we're also hearing that the independent candidate handbag, as he's known to the public, Julius Gabriel, 161 votes, and the other candidate 3 votes. So this is what is going on. Celebration continues in the community of Granby.
399.
Okay, so we've been providing you with live coverage from since this morning. So of course, we are going to go ahead and come to the end of our live coverage. So we'll just provide you with another view of the truck coming up the street.
Yes, I know it's the time, and the time is now. Upon to business, not no man a live a business. Them death before them born. Kill them before them grow.
So of course the celebration continues in the community of Granby. Like we said, Dominica News Online have been providing you live coverage from since the start of the polls this morning. And we provide you with inside coverage how inside of the polls look, the polling station, how they look. We spoke to several individuals, and their thoughts on today's by-election. So feel free to go ahead and visit our Facebook page where you can go ahead and view the lives that you may have missed. To everyone who stayed connected with us today, we thank you so very much. At this point, we are going to make our way home. As we can understand, relatively tired from today's activity. So we're just going to sign out at this moment. We thank you so very much for staying connected. Do have yourself a very blessed evening.
Bye. The PM